Some of you are in marriages that you were never supposed to be in. God didn't give them to you. Stick with me now. That's not me saying, hey, go get a divorce. You weren't supposed to be there. And the Bible doesn't say, hey, what you put together, let no man separate. It says what God brought together, let no man separate. Why do you think it tells us what God brought together? Why do you think the distinction? It doesn't say what was brought together, what is brought together. No, it said what God brings together. Why do you think that distinction is there? Because other things, like other people, other things, can decide themselves to bring things together, but that doesn't mean that's what the Lord wanted. You have free will. You can make that decision. It doesn't mean you should have. So, why do I say this? Because you guys are not happy in your marriages. You're not happy. So how do you fix it? Well, Jesus. Like both of you need to run as strongly as possible to Jesus. Okay? However, there's something you need to be aware of. That things created out of sin first have to break in order to be made holy. You were designed to be an empty vessel, a cup with nothing in it, that the Lord himself fills with his Holy Spirit. If you have already filled that cup with things that aren't supposed to be there, the Lord is first going to empty that cup so he can replace it with his Spirit. So if you have a marriage that wasn't a union of God, that God brought together, you just did it yourself, you were led by lust, right, to get there, your marriage, in order to become what you want it to be, is first going to have to fall apart. That doesn't mean divorce, but it is going to have to be broken down completely and remade new and start over, filled with the right things. Yeah, that's going to be hard. And like, who here's been around long enough in their faith to have experienced things that they created on their own, whether it was money or a job or a house or a car or a relationship or what have you, that the Lord didn't want for you, and then you got into it, you're like, I really don't like this. You started praying, Lord, please help, please take this from me, and with a quickness, it was gone. But you had to go through a breaking phase. You had to go through a period of time where you didn't have, because the Lord had to heal and then replace. So I'm not telling you to go to divorce. Just because you're married doesn't mean you're a wife. Just because you're married doesn't mean you are a husband. The ring on your finger does not define whether or not you are living out the biblical principles and values of a wife and a husband. Those are positions of responsibility, not just titles. They are positions of responsibility. And just because you got a ring on your finger doesn't mean you walked into that relationship, A, supposed to be there, or B, capable of carrying out that responsibility. So if your marriage is falling to pieces, do something to fix it by running to Jesus. Hope that helps.